Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. A while back, I posted a video about negative energies and what the realization of what the negative energies are. And there was something about it that wasn't, I won't say it wasn't setting with me, but that I knew there was more. And because yes, there are, people talk about things happening in their house, seeing dark entities or whatever. And honestly, this just came to me. I've seen them. And you think you're led to believe it's I want to say, I'm trying to figure out this is I won't say a hard topic, but it's challenging to try to put it into words because I feel it, I understand. Shout out to the person that reminded me to stop saying understand, because again, words are powerful, and we'll go into that a whole nother day. I understand what it is. Trying to explain it is a different story. So when people die, their souls, some of them are still here. Well, their souls are everywhere. Everything is energy. So when you die and you leave this existence, your energy is not contained in this body anymore, right? You're everywhere. If you are on this plane of existence and if you're stuck here and you don't realize you're dead, because sometimes souls leave this existence so quickly, they don't even know. I mean, if you've seen the movie, and why I keep having movie references, I don't know. But if you've seen the movie Ghost, Patrick Swayze was shot. He did not realize he was dead, so he thought he was still there. He didn't understand why people couldn't see him, right? It's the same thing. It's not bad angels. Angels are angels. They all have jobs. They all have a purpose for being here. It's our ego that puts a determining factor as to whether it's good or bad. Again, if you want to focus on love and grow love and light, and you get what you focus on. So when you shift to love and light, the angels that are, they're, for lack of a better term, their job, their divine calling is to help you with love and light. By the same token, and it's not always archangels. I mean, there are angels of all different, I don't want to say shapes and sizes, because they're all just energy. There are also angels that are here. If you choose to focus on negative stuff, blame, resentment, anger, fear, guilt, did I say shame? Anyway, all of those things, externalizing your power, there's angels that will help you with perpetuate that also. It's not bad. It's just that's what you're focusing on. And it's your ego that tells you it's bad. Well, when you have souls that aren't angels, it's just souls like you and I. And it's not less than. You just have a different purpose, a different divine calling. And it's not to help people with whatever they're focusing on. So when you leave this existence, if you are geared and your soul calling basically is to be, and it's an agreement to be negative and not in a good space, those, or be spiteful, to be angry, those souls that are here that have not crossed over are still spiteful and angry and all of those things. So therefore, and some because I know when I met my husband, there was a Native American Indian, because where he was built on land, Indian land. There was an Indian soul that was here to protect that property. And it was, I won't say it was wreaking havoc, but it was because my husband's house evidently was built on, I guess, land he was trying to protect. And he kept, I won't say showing up, but he was causing issues with my husband until we did a session. We went in and I guided my husband through that, and he talked to him and he explained to him why they were there, why he was there. And then all of a sudden, I mean, this energy just lightened and gave my husband peace. Excuse me. So there are souls that are here, especially like the Native American Indians, who are very tied to spirits and earth and nature and things like that. They have a purpose just like the angels. Okay, and this is like the messages are coming in. So every soul has a purpose. It's what are you doing? What are you, I mean, the one that showed up for me was when I'm just going to put it in terms that we understand. I was not in a good space. I was in a space where I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing against people that I shouldn't have been doing things against. And I remember when I was laying in bed one night, and my husband at the time was sleeping. And I remember waking up and I could see something in the doorway. It looked like the shadow of a person standing in my doorway of the bedroom. And I'm trying to wake up my husband very quietly to tell him somebody's in the house. He didn't wake up. Never even fazed him. And then it went away. And then the next night, I'm sleeping and I was laying facing the edge of the bed. And all of a sudden, it was like this face appeared in front of me and screamed really loudly. scared the living hell out of me. I was like, oh my God. I jumped up thinking somebody's in my house screaming at me. There's nobody there. This energy was there because I was not doing what I should have been doing. I was doing things against people. That soul had a purpose. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It just is. Okay. I understand now who that was and why it happened. So if you're in a house and things are going on, things get moved, sometimes it's just a soul that's attached to you. It could be a past loved one that you haven't let go of yet. It could be somebody that doesn't even know they're dead. It could be any number of things. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. The thing is, I want to say they don't need to be here. Yes, the energy that I saw was here to basically to remind me that I was not being a good person. And again, good person it's just what people understand. There is no good or bad. It just is. So and you have, like when I moved here, well, when my husband moved here, because I lived here before, and he sees things that I don't see. I live on the battlefield, the surrender grounds, where Lee and Grant came to a truce. And I don't understand. I don't know history, don't care. It was so long ago. I just know that one of them surrendered to the other one. The war was over, all that kind of stuff. You know what? But my husband would see soldiers because they did not know that they were dead. They were just walking around. They weren't causing problems. He would just catch them out of the corner of his eye. And, because a lot of them died right here. So again, it's energies. And when I release energies, I send them to God. I send them to God's light. I send them to the plane of existence that they need to be in so they can continue to evolve. Because when you get stuck here and not know that you're dead, you're free, when you haven't come to that realization, you need to be released. And again, some of them, if they were, I've known people that have had loved ones pass, and the loved one, because they won't let them go. When you have somebody in your family or a best friend or whatever, they die, and you just hang on to them and you don't want them to go, you live in sadness and grief and sorrow. Yes, you can grieve the loss, but understand everything happened. Everything. Look at trees. Look at, animals. Everything is born and dies on this plane of existence. It does not mean there's a beginning and an end. It's just a cycle. Everything cycles. Nothing gets, you don't get tied to a tree and mourn the loss of a tree. So therefore, that energy is just free to evolve into whatever it needs to evolve to. It changes. You look at decomposed trees. Sometimes there's mushrooms growing out of it. Sometimes there's moss. Sometimes it just decomposes and becomes part of the earth. It's just energy changing form. That's all you do, is you just change form. But people get hung on, oh my God, this person they're dead, they're gone, they're not here anymore. And therefore, the energy gets stuck. And sorry, my dog is, one of my dogs is sneezing. He's playing. So you need to let the energy go. If you are hanging on to somebody, even if it's out of, even if it's out of anger or resentment or hate, if there was an energy that was here in a physical body that did something, you think they did it to you, and you hate them, you're still holding on to their energy. You're not letting them go. And you get what you focus on. Any energy goes where your attention flows. When your attention is on what this person did to me, Axel, please go lay down. Sorry. Whether the person is here or past, you have to let that nonsense go. Nobody did anything to you, but you're holding on to the energy, whether they're here or not. You're hanging in, and if they're here, you're allowing that energy to control you. It is as simple as that. When you let that energy go, the energy can then be released to move on and evolve. You can then move on and continue to evolve because you're not tied to that energy. Whether the person was good or you consider them good or bad, it doesn't really matter. No, it just does not matter. Don't get tied to anybody in an unhealthy way. You can love them, yes. Do everything out of love. And in the situation where you think this person did something to you, and you're hanging on to anger or resentment or hate or blame or whatever, first of all, you attracted it to you for a reason. You need to heal the part of you that attracted it in the first place. It was a mirror for you to wake up. And it's not always a bad thing. You know, it's just, well, it's not always a bad. Again, there is no good or bad. It just is. You know, if it was an unpleasant situation, it happened for a reason. Now, some people will still choose to stay in that anger, resentment, whatever. Meanwhile, they're holding on to that energy of resentment, blame, whatever. And that soul is still here perpetuating the problem. Because again, you're focusing on what they did to you. So it just keeps replaying in your mind, in your existence, which is haunting you. When you let it go and you come to a place of self-love, it's send them love and gratitude for being here, for whatever the situation was. And I know if you're stuck in hate and anger and blame and resentment, thinking that you have to forgive somebody, that's the last thing in the world you want to do. But I will tell you, because I've been there, I will tell you, when you forgive that person and you release it and you let it go, it is like, it is like a weight is lifted off of you because you've released that energy. It's not weighing on you anymore. And they don't control you anymore. They are free. They're just free to go where they need to go. And now you're free. So, and sometimes energies are attached to a thing, like a piece of furniture, a house, property. Those energies need to be released. If it was property that had been in the family and they felt a connection to it, like they had to protect it at all cost, or a piece of furniture that was given to them by somebody they loved and that loved one passed on and that was their attachment to that loved one, they're still attached to that piece of furniture. You go to an antique store, you buy it, or somebody passes it down through the family to you, that energy is still attached to that furniture. It needs to be released. And I'm telling you this because this is what I do. I've done this more times than I can tell you. And yes, look at the corruption. Look at the negative energy that is swirling in and around these people that all they're focused on is greed and anger. And when those souls die, if they're not sent away, they're here to perpetuate the problem, the situation. Sometimes, yes, when they feel complete, they will just leave on their own. But if their soul has a purpose, basically to wake us up They will come back in another body. It will come back until it learns its lesson and until it serves its purpose. It doesn't matter whether it's Buddha, Jesus, or Hitler, King David, Solomon. It doesn't matter who it was in this existence. If they had a purpose, if their soul contract is to do X while they're here on this plane, they will continue to come back. Jesus continues to come back. His Christ consciousness continues to basically reincarnate here. Of course, the Christ consciousness is here anyway for everybody. It's here. It's reincarnating in those of us that are waking up and tapping into it. Because it's energy, it's everywhere. It doesn't have to come into a single soul. The same thing with the energy of Hitler. That energy is just energy. It can reincarnate into any person, people that want control. Excuse me, that energy is there. I hear there for the taking. All of the energy is there for the taking. It's here to help you on whichever path you choose. So, again, it's all energy. It's a crazy video, isn't it? So what energy do you choose in your existence right here, right now? How do you want to live the rest from this day forward? Because all you have is this day, right now, this moment. What is your choice on this moment? Which energy do you want to tap into? Which energy do you want to pull help from? Literally, it is that freaking simple. You choose every moment of your existence. If you choose, and there are no excuses. There are no excuses. I don't, and I say this with love, I don't care what your history is. I don't care what your past is. If it's not serving you, let it go. Let it go. Choose right now how you want to live this moment. And it is a moment by moment process. Because until you release, until you understand, I'll get it. Till you understand it's a knowing within you that you have the choice to take back your power. That's all it is taking back your power. And stop externalizing it to whoever, whatever else. How is it serving you? Really? You know, are you Do you live in fear? How is that fear serving you? Again, fear and worry are two of those things that it is an emotion. It is a negative energy. All it's doing is draining you. If you're worried about the zombie apocalypse, don't frickin' worry about it. If you think you need to go buy guns and ammo and stock up on 3 years worth of food because, the world's going to come to an end, then just go do that from a place of love. Don't do it out of fear and worry. Just enjoy the process. Let go of the fear and the worry. But I'm telling you, you can also choose to live in a place of love. And just, again, know that things are going on, but don't go into fear and worry. If you feel like, again, you need to go buy all this stuff, then go and do all this stuff, then go do that. If you feel like you need to do something else, or you choose to do something else, then go do that out of love and joy. Give your energy to happiness and joy in whatever decision you make. And when you do that, because I'll tell you, those beings, that energy that's here to perpetuate the negativity is feeding off of your negativity. So when you continue to be negative, those negative energies, whatever they are here to help you perpetuate that. Whether it be angels, whether it be just energy, people that have passed. I hope this makes sense because, like I said in the beginning of this video, it is a knowing that I have. Trying to explain it can be a challenge. The biggest thing, yes, there are energies here. There are people that have died. If you have somebody that has passed and you're still holding on and you live in sadness and sorrow or victimhood or whatever, again, yes, you can what am I trying to say? Hold on. I wasn't going to keep you on pause until the message came in. Don't be sad. You being sad that somebody is leaving this existence is the fact that you have not grasped the concept that everything is just energy. And we should be happy that energy is not trapped in this body anymore. That's, there are some cultures that celebrate when somebody dies. They celebrate their life. And this is it's not a judgment, but I've seen people that say we're not gonna have a funeral, we're gonna have a celebration of life, and everybody's sitting there crying and feeling sad. That's not a celebration. That's, again, you're mourning the death of somebody. It's not for us, and here we go. It is not for us to say how long a soul is supposed to be here. Whether it's a soul that never even made it, they died before they were born. Whether they died days after they were born, years, however many years. It is not for us. We are not here. That is a belief system that we were just... Here you go. It was a brainwashing. It was a lie that we were told, again, to keep you sad, to keep you depressed, to keep you under somebody else's control. Because when you're not living in happiness and joy, it is easy to be controlled by the dark side. Because that's what you're focusing on. That's so when you stop listening, when I tell you when you open up to a lie that we've been told, another one will come in, and I'm telling you, the lies, the nonsense that we've been brainwashed with, it is so huge. So, anyway, don't even be sad. I look at people and they're still mourning the loss of somebody that has passed years ago. You can remember them. You can hold a place in your heart out of love and gratitude for the time that you spent together. My dad and I were close. I did everything with my dad. If my dad was doing something, I was right there doing it with him. He's not here anymore in the physical. Yes, the day he passed, I cried, but I let him go. And I told him, my sisters were with him the day he passed, but I told them, I said, let him know. And I told him the last time I saw him, I said, Dad, it's okay. I told them, let him know it's okay to go. And within an hour of me talking to them, he passed. And where was I going with that? Anyway, you can, yes, he's not here in the physical, but I know he's still here. He's here. Every time you think about him, they're still here. Their energy's here. You can hold them in your heart out of love. That's not tying them here, because everything is love. So I have chills. See? I don't know if you can see them. Anyway. Everything just is love. And when you just love them and have gratitude for them being here in the time that they did, you're not holding them and binding them here on this plane and they can't evolve. So, again, I really hope this makes sense. This is not at all what I thought this video was going to be. And yes, I have cats playing. So, but I'm telling you, us living in sadness because somebody's passed, that's you giving away your power. It's another way to externalize your power because you're tying it to that person who's not even here anymore. You're allowing it to keep you sad. You're allowing that energy. You're giving it the power to keep you sad, to keep you depressed, to keep you angry, resentful, bitter, hate, whatever you feel towards that energy. It is controlling you. Bottom line, it is still controlling you. You have the choice right now to change that. So, but sometimes it's a lesson you need to learn. Sometimes it's part of you need to shift, you need to change. Sometimes you just need to wake up to the truth and stop believing the lies and the brainwashing nonsense that we were geared with and we were told. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here because I can go on for days about this topic. Again, this is what I do, releasing the energies. So I hope I send you love. I send you gratitude for being here. Again, thank you for those of you that have subscribed. This channel is evolving like I cannot tell you. It's amazing. So thank you. Click the like button. If you have not already, subscribe to my channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And it helps this message get out to more people. More people that are choosing to wake up or choosing to step into their power, and they're looking for the answers. Because as I get them, I give them. So have an amazing day, and we will talk soon.